Clan Coyote. The Stranomecti coyote, a descendant of the Terran mammal, can be found on just every inhabited world in the clan sphere of influence, a fact directly attributable to Clan Coyote's one-time presence on each of those worlds. Sitting at the top of the food chain, the packs of coyotes have nonetheless slowly thinned over the last several decades, a fact that likewise describes the clan. History. Founded by Dana Kufal, a close friend of the Kerensky family and, indeed, Andrei Kerensky's love, the Coyotes have, from their inception, practiced a number of mystical rituals. From their first days, they have also maintained a close association with the chosen clan of the Kerenskys, Clan Wolf. After a number of successes in Operation Klondike, in which they began the widespread use of Zellbringen, one-on-one engagement, even as they clashed with Clan Seafox over these same tactical doctrines, the Coyotes quickly jumped ahead of the other clans in economic and industrial potential. The Golden Century was exceptionally generous to the Coyotes, who, in pursuit of ever bigger and better weapons, developed the Omnimech, and so became the preeminent military power in the clan sphere of influence. The Coyotes were second only to the Wolves in absolute population and territorial holdings. Together, these two clans formed a political bloc in the Grand Council that none could hope to stand against successfully. As the Coyotes grew in strength during the Golden Century, they butted heads with a number of other clans. In 2742 they entered an alliance with Clan Hell's Horses to destroy the fire mandrill Kindra, Smythe Jewel, who had used what has been called dubious bidding practices against both clans. 6 years later, the Khans of Clan Snowraven uncovered incontrovertible evidence that Il-Khan Tobias Khatib of the Cloud Cobras had engineered the death of the Coyotes' own Il-Khan, Koryan Chernovkov, some years earlier. The Coyotes embarked on a campaign designed to severely punish the Cobras for the actions of their former Khan. After 20 months of heavy action, in which they inflicted severe losses on the Cobras but at the same time lost control of a number of worlds, the Coyotes scaled back their operations. As the Warden and Crusader factions grew within all the clans, the Coyotes experienced a deep division that could have brought about their absorption by another clan. 8 entire blood-name houses were eliminated because of that strife, later known as the Blood Scandal, but the Coyotes emerged seemingly stronger than ever and devoted to the Warden cause. Members of Clan Staradder were implicated in the plot to challenge the Coyotes' legitimate authority, leading to yet another of Clan Coyote's long-time feuds. But cracks began to develop in the Coyotes' foundation. Already deeply enmeshed in their existing feuds, the Coyotes became a prime target for Crusader clans looking to crush clans to weaken the Warden resolve. By the time the Outbound Light made its appearance, the Coyotes laid claim to a mere quarter of the holdings they had once boasted a half-century previous. Led now by a Khan who recognises the perils facing her clan, the Coyote Toman has recently undergone a radical reorganisation aimed at streamlining the organisation and turning the clan around again. Only time will tell if these changes will make a true difference. Society. The Coyotes have perhaps the most conservative mindset of the Warden clans. The warrior caste commands, while the civilian caste are expected to serve their every whim. While not particularly unusual for a clan, this situation has nevertheless led to some inter-caste strife, especially in the past several years, though nothing nearly as extreme as Clan Smoke Jaguar's actions against its civilian caste during the famine on Londerholm in 2912. Reports of warriors harshly punishing members of lower castes for real or imagined wrongdoing aren't uncommon. Due to the successes they have experienced in the past, the scientist and technician castes enjoy a certain amount of freedom from supervision in accomplishing their goals, but the punishments for failure are also accordingly severe. Freeborns hold little standing or regard within the clan. That trend is slowly changing, however, as the number of freeborns successfully serving in the Talmans increased, and several Coyote Council members have taken up their cause. On the other hand, Coyote warriors are quite accepting of bondsmen, provided they prove themselves capable and willing to serve. Several of the mystical rites that Dana Kufal had taught her clan in the early years are still practiced, but primarily by members of the warrior caste. Vision quests and other rites used by Native American tribes to better foster an understanding of nature have evolved more into celebratory practices, at least for the majority of Coyote warriors. A vocal minority in the clan, however, still holds strictly to the spirit of the teachings of Kufal's native tribe on Terra. All members of the clan have access to any number of diversions in their free time. The most popular are arena sporting events that pit combatants, both warriors and the occasional volunteer from the lower castes, against some of the more dangerous creatures to be found in the cluster, or even other participants in deadly combat. Such so-called blood sports are held at least weekly in every major Coyote city, and usually more often in the largest of population centres. These are not the only diversions practiced by Clan Coyote's members. The Coyotes have a highly developed artistic bent, especially in holography and laser sculpture, but this is found mostly in the civilian castes. Though widely regarded among connoisseurs of such art amongst all the clans, most Coyote warriors shun or even deride this pedestrian fare. Military. The Coyotes developed the omnimech, and naturally, omnimech units form the base of the clan's toman. Omnis are often found even in their garrison clusters, giving the Coyote garrison units far more flexibility and firepower than similar units in the other clans. Following standard tactical doctrine, as much as possible in the clans, the Coyotes deploy more than adequate elemental and aerospace fighter forces in their combined arms clusters. Conventional vehicles and infantry, which are rare, are deployed only in Salama units. Allies and enemies. A leader in the Grand Council for decades, the Coyotes have gained a number of perfunctory allies and enemies over the years, though few that could be called strong. Their primary ally is the Wolves. Clans Cloud Cobra and Star Adder share the dubious honour of being the Coyotes' most hated opponents, though those feuds have gone on for years with little intensity. The Coyotes also share bad blood with the Fire Mandrels and Blood Spirits over other events surrounding the destruction of the Kindra Smythe Jewel so many years ago. The only real alliances the Coyotes still enjoy with the clans are Diamond Shark and Hell's Horses. The relationship with the Diamond Shark started on shaky ground, but ever since they cooperated in the development of the Omnimech, the two clans have remained friendly, though recent clashes on Delios have somewhat soured this relationship. The alliance with the Horses has waxed and waned, depending upon the tides in the Grand Council.